Hey there, everybody. My name is Jamie Erickson. I am a member of the Joyful Oilers Business Babes team. I am also the founder of the Oily Tipsters organization, which is a downline group of Joyful Oilers. I have been a Young Living distributor now for over 2 years. Been using the oils daily for 2 years now, and I've really in the last year found my footing and my comfort, not my comfort zone, but my preferred pace for business building. Been able to really finally nail down exactly how I can work my life around building this business at the same time. It's pretty exciting. One of the ways that I've been able to build my business while staying at home with my kids and homeschooling is via social media, and that is why we are sharing in this event tips for doing that effectively, because it really can benefit your growth and making sure that your images are as attractive as possible without necessarily needing to invest a bunch of money is a really helpful tip, I think. I tend to be kind of a DIYer if it's simple and it's going to save me money. And so all of the photography tips that I'm going to give you in this video are super easy, and you can tailor them to your needs and the furniture and fabrics that you have in your house. So here are a few of my simple ways that I photograph my oils for blog posts or for social media images or graphics to share in my Facebook groups. So one of them is just to find a really light colored piece of furniture in your house. Normally this is an entry table in my house, and it's right by the front door, but in our previous home it was right in front of a really nicely lit window. So I would always take pictures right on this table, and you can see this bottle of Cool Azul is just sitting here. Anytime you have a white background, it really, if I can get it to stop rolling like it did at first, it really sets off the product, because you can see the name of the oil. You don't have a lot of distractions. One of the things to consider with white backgrounds is that Facebook is starting to limit how often they share images with white backgrounds, because they tend to be a bit salesy. So I would definitely share that type of photograph either in a blog post or in my Facebook groups when I'm really wanting to highlight the health support that this particular oil or a particular oil can provide. You can add little details, little props in with your oil. Like, for example, Cool Azul is a great one for after physical activity. I'm just grabbing something that was literally on the bottom of the table. So you can photograph your Cool Azul with a, tennis ball or sports ball, and maybe a, racket tucked in there on the side, to just make that connection for people that this oil is great when combined with physical activity or after physical activity. So that's one option, is just find a nice clean white space in your house to better photograph and highlight the particular product or oils that you are trying to photograph. The second tip that I have is, if you don't have like a white table or piece of furniture in your house, that's okay. You really can use any flat surface. But what I like to do to just kind of keep the white, if I'm really trying to set off the items that I'm photographing, is to use a white piece of felt or fabric. And so this is one that I use a lot with my blogging activities. I will try to zoom in here so that you don't actually see the carpet on the side, but we'll see how that goes. So this is just, obviously it would be more of a business group post if I'm talking about, building and growth as a leader. And I've got Clarity and Ula Grow combined with the John Maxwell book. So they all really connect together to give people ideas on personal growth and oils that will support personal growth. But the background, again, is just a white piece of bulk felt that you can get at a fabric store. You certainly could use a white piece of vinyl, because that will be nice and smooth, or just a white piece of fabric in general. If it's really, I would suggest that you iron it, unless it's like evenly wrinkled and you're looking for that sort of textured background. That certainly is not a problem. You don't need a smooth surface. Another option is just a textured tablecloth that I have here. I'll zoom in on this for you. So I just have a devotional and my abundance oil. And in my mind, the two go together with the abundant blessings that a Young Living business and essential oils can bring. So if you were trying to speak to how, you know, a particular oil has really enhanced your devotional time and really brought about a lot of blessings in your life when you started applying it, or make that association in a social media post on Facebook, that would be a great photograph to use. And then you don't have a white background, so it's not going to tip off the Facebook police to making people think that it's salesy. And there's a nice texture in the background. You can really use any tablecloth that you have and just think about the color coordination between the label of the oil and any particular props that you're using. I mean, you could use things like the pine branches up there, or a cute little sign. I have a small one up here, you know, cute little sign next to the oil. For the Kid Sense collection, it would be great to have a couple little blocks or a rattle. Just, you know, simple ideas of things that you have in your home just to dress up a picture. It's actually really, really helpful to, if your kids are doing an activity at the table, for example, and you're diffusing a particular oil, kind of hold the bottle of oil up with your camera focused on the oil, but behind the oil are your kids at the table. So you kind of have like a background, a foreground balance. And the camera by default is going to focus in on that bottle of oil, and the background of the kids is going to kind of be slightly faded, where you are implying, you know, with your text that that oil is really supporting the situation and the focus going on with that activity. So one more idea I wanted to share with you before I wrap this video up is just using any, you know, piece of furniture that might have a unique color or texture. I showed one in the event that I took just on my dining room table, and I use that a lot because it's easy and it's quick, and you know, it has some wear to it, which doesn't really bother me, but it still kind of is like a neutral color, kind of like this with the Beauty School box and the samples that came in the Beauty School box. If I wanted to kind of, you know, show how awesome the Beauty School boxes are with providing you with really sample size products to share with, you know, your members and your builders, that would be a great photograph. If your carpet, you know, has a particularly nice color and texture behind your oil, you really just can put the oils anywhere. The basic tips would just be to make sure that your surface is not really cluttered or dirty, if at all possible. Now, I will be the first to admit that I have often just pushed the crumbs to the side and taken a picture of that oil on my dining room table and gotten to the crumbs after. Sometimes you just need to take the picture when you have an opportunity to do so. At least that's my mindset in my busy household. So those are some basic DIY photo setup, photo taking techniques that you can use to just brighten and make your photos look a bit more professional. I'd love to know in the comments what you use. If there's a particular table in your house or piece of fabric, or maybe even, you know, you have a curtain that just can be laid over the edge of a table and it provides a really nice background to some of your photos. Share that with us. Snap a picture and put it in the comments so we can learn from your ideas as well.